Hello everybody, here's what's coming up tonight on News Center Now. We're going to get you ready as much as we can for the hurricane. There's a lot of talk going on what's about to happen in Florida as well as what's already happened in Texas. Christina Rex is there. She'll set the scene for us.
Plus, a major credit reporter announces that they have had a data breach. What that means for you, we're talking with someone live.
And for the first time, we are using our News Center drone. There's a special reason why. We'll show it to you.
This is News Center Now.
Center Now. I am Amanda Hill.
And I'm Lee Goldberg. You don't have to be related to anybody in Florida. You don't have to have friends or family down in Florida to care about what's going on down in Florida and when Hurricane Irma is supposed to make landfall sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, and as Florida prepares for Irma, people on the East Coast are keeping an eye on Hurricane Jose, which is right behind Irma. All of this on the heels of Hurricane Harvey, which just left Texas last week.
Yeah, so three fairly major hurricanes all kind of lined up in a row. So we're going to the expert for some answers. Meteorologist Jess Conley's here.
Hey.
Okay, what's going on with this?
It's crazy, right? It's been so busy, I feel like, over the past just couple of weeks. We haven't seen stuff like this for quite some time. In fact, it's been extremely crazy, and it looks like it's going to stay crazy for a while. Jose now a Category 4 storm, so again, not looking good right now. So again, a lot happening right now. Let's bring up the graphic. We're going to talk about some storm statistics from the Atlantic hurricane season. This is from the past 15 years now. On average, there have been 16.4 systems per season. We're defining a system here as either a hurricane, a tropical storm, or a tropical depression, so not necessarily named storms. Remember back in 2005, we had 31 of these systems. Matter of fact, we went through the entire American or English alphabet, and we had to move on to Greek letters to name them. It was a pretty crazy year. In 2010, there were 4 Category 4 storms. Danielle and Earl were back-to-back, kind of like what we're dealing with right now. And so far this year, there have already been 12 of these systems, including all of the named storms, and we had a tropical depression along with that. 1 Category 5, that's Irma, and 2 Category 4s, Irma and Jose, which are the ones we are dealing with right now. We still have a couple months to go. Hurricane season ends officially, right? The hurricanes don't always agree, I guess, officially on November 30th. Pretty interesting stuff we haven't seen for quite some time. So let's take a look at it, shall we?
Yes.
All right, let's break it down. So you can see right now on the current satellite radar, 3 Atlantic hurricanes. Have them labeled for you to make it a little easier to see. Irma, of course, everyone knows where that is. Check out Jose, though, right behind it. It is also a Category 4 storm. Unfortunately, it is going to impact some of the Leeward Islands, which have already been devastated in many spots by Irma. We're also watching Hurricane Katia, now a Category 2 storm. So, of course, it's very busy out there. The latest update just came in from Irma at 5 or just before 5 o'clock. Winds are still at 155 miles an hour, gusting as high as 190 miles an hour. Hurricane hunters have been flying through this storm throughout the day and throughout the afternoon, and they will continue to do so. Irma right now, again, a Category 4 storm, so that includes winds up to 156 miles an hour. We're at 155. It could transition back to a Category 5 storm before it lands. It kind of goes through what we call eye wall replacement cycles, where it weakens gradually and then intensifies again. It looks like it could be going through one of those right now. Of course, we'll keep you updated as it gets closer. But again, hurricane hunters have been flying through it. This is some of the latest data. They're picking up winds, flight level winds that are sometimes a little bit higher, of around 166 miles an hour, minimum central pressure there around 926 miles an hour. Another hurricane hunter is flying through it now. And then also we're, of course, still watching Jose, which will follow kind of Irma's path. Not expected to impact the U.S. in the next 10 days, so that is definitely good news. I'll tell you more about Irma and, of course, the forecast for us coming up in a little bit. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jess, thanks. So after devastating islands in the Caribbean, Irma is expected to reach Florida sometime tomorrow afternoon.
People like Ryan McAvoy made the decision to leave. McAvoy's from Maine originally, but has been living in Miami Beach for the last 12 years. He made the decision, he says, just in the nick of time after boarding up his home and the business where he works.
It's very strange being here right now. It's night and day from yesterday. Yesterday I was packing up my club, preparing my home for the storm, and as I was doing these things, I was thinking, I may never come back to these places. You know, today I'm here in Maine, I'm happy to be here with my family, safe, I'm worried about all my friends in Florida, but it's so calm. There's none of that panic, none of that energy, you know, like I got a text from a friend of mine yesterday being like, telling me to be safe, and I hope I see you again, you know.
Now we have crews that are helping out across the country, areas that are affected by the hurricanes. Rob Nesbitt is in Florida right now helping out and preparing for Hurricane Irma. And News Center's Christina Rex is in Houston covering the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey.
She brings us a story of resilience from Texas's rural countryside.
Harvey's floods hit all the way from the cramped city streets to the rural farms of Greater Houston. One farmer thought he had lost everything. That is, until an incredible surprise caught on camera.
Look at this over here.
500 acres of farm buried underwater.
I guess the hardest thing about it was trying to decide what to do with everything. The water was rising too fast. There was no time to think.
Lester Murrow was able to get his family and dogs to a safe place, while Harvey's floodwaters took the farm.
Oh my goodness.
But he was sure he would lose everything else, all of his land and the dozens of beloved animals.
You learn to love them like your own kids.
Including Patty, the pot-bellied pig.
I love Patty. That was a really tough night. Alicia and I kind of, in a way, just tried to make peace with knowing that hopefully they went fast and they didn't suffer a whole lot.
Days after the storm, Lester came back to see the damage.
I wasn't sure what I would find when I came back.
What he discovered? Destruction, debris.
Woo. It's gonna be a mess.
And a moment he'll never forget.
Oh my God! There's Patty!
And all of a sudden, from out of nowhere, that damn pig just come waddling up towards me.
Oh my God! Patty! Oh my God, baby! How did you survive?
The emotions that came over me are something I can't really describe.
Not everyone survived.
I think my dad lost 14 goats. We had cows and calves and other horses.
But among those that did, Patty the pig, May the pregnant goat,
all cut and scraped up,
a donkey,
come on babies,
baby goats, and several horses and cows. A bittersweet reunion.
I'm so sorry we couldn't help you.
That this family feels especially grateful for.
Come on, baby, I know you're scared.
Murrow says his animals have been acting a bit different and spooked, but he's hopeful he can get them back to good health and good spirits soon. In Houston, Texas,
you get over your fear of getting out of the chair eventually. I mean, it becomes a comfort zone, but you got to break out of that.
Maine has some pretty great spots for gold panning. This is Coos Canyon in Byron. The owners of the local rock and gift shop donated their land and time for a group called Outdoors Again.
As you can see from the video, the mission is to get anyone restricted by physical disabilities out into the wilderness. It's no easy task, but for one weekend of fun, organizers say it is worth it.
This has been our second adventure. You could see him light up just because he was like pointing to his wheels and then pointing to others and kind of making the association that he's not the only little one out there.
Eli Gray has his own story.
How old are you?
You're almost 5.
That won't be defined by what he can't do.
So his diagnosis is spastic cerebral palsy, and it affects his arms and his legs and his trunk.
On the shores of the Sandy River, Eli collects rocks, waiting for his turn to pan for gold.
Look at that one.
This is a weekend-long camping trip for anyone restricted in their mobility. Here in the hills of Byron, they're getting outdoors again.
We have like a round table of people that are paralyzed when we started Outdoors Again. And one time, one of the clients was like, hey, you know what? I want to go gold painting. Can we go gold painting? I think we all looked around the table. We're like, I don't even know if there's gold in Maine.
No surprise, the nonprofit was started by the twin brothers who invented an all-terrain wheelchair through How and How Technologies.
How do you really get people that are paralyzed, you know, down here into the water? And for us, what we do is we just call everybody up and we say, hey, volunteers, let's make it happen, and it always does. You can run me over. Trust me, I'm going to stop.
No one is here to sit on the sidelines.
Uh-oh, I got to pee. I can get in, I can crawl in. Crawl in. It won't be pretty, don't photograph.
And it's so special because Fred, I mean, you can imagine, he just fell off a ladder last year, 2 years ago. So it's a new injury to him. And he thought, I'm done, you know. You want to go gold dredging? What? Yeah, go diving, dredging, seriously. There he is right there. It's so good.
On a rocky shoreline in the hills of Maine, there it is. There are no limits. Only people getting outdoors again.
And to do it outside, where a lot of that mobility is severely limited, it's really neat to see other people get out, himself get out, and just kind of enjoy what everyone else gets to enjoy.
Outdoors again, always looking for volunteers to help out on adventures. If you'd like to learn more or find out how to donate to the cause, you can find a link in the Now section of our websites.
All right, still to come. This is possibly one of the biggest hacks of all time. Equifax has breached personal information of millions of Americans, hundreds of thousands of Mainers. What does that mean? We've got a live guest coming up after the break. Welcome back, everybody. A massive security breach was revealed yesterday by one of the three big credit reporting bureaus, Equifax. Hackers stole personal information, including social security numbers, names, addresses, birth dates, even driver's license information of about 143 million Americans. David Leach at the Maine Bureau of Consumer Credit Protection says that about 525,000 Mainers are affected. The company says there was vulnerability in the security, but has not specified what exactly that is. About 209,000 credit card numbers were also stolen. Amanda?
Okay, so what does that mean? What do we do? Eigen Heald is with Barry Dunch, has more than 23 years of experience in information technology. So first of all, thank you for joining us to kind of answer some questions for us.
My pleasure.
So we'll start with this generic question here, but if you do believe that your information has been compromised, where do you even start?
Well, a really good thing to do, which is also great for residents of Maine, is that we can put in credit freezes in all of the different credit agencies, you know, Equifax, Experian, even Innovus, as well as TransUnion. You can put a credit freeze in place on each one of those agencies. You can do it online, and because we live in Maine, they cannot charge us for putting in a credit freeze, temporarily removing one, or removing it permanently.
Where do you go to do that? Do you go to their...
Each one of them has a website and has a page where you can do it online, or you can call them. They make it very simple. They don't want you to do it, but they make it very simple.
Okay, so that's a good start. Other advice
Absolutely.
you have for people who might be concerned about
this? If you haven't generated a Social Security account on SSA.gov, the Social Security Administration government site, this is a really good time to do it.
Now, Equifax also has a website right now where you can type in 6 digits of your Social Security number. Is that a good idea?
That makes me really nervous. I went ahead and did it, but my information's already been compromised from the Office of Personnel Management. U.S. government hacked a few years ago, so I went ahead and did it, and they confirmed that my information was compromised, but and generally that's not a great thing to do, because they asked, you know, the only thing missing from that set of numbers would be the state you were born in, where you were issued the card number.
Yeah.
So that's pretty scary for that to happen.
So you've got a blog with a lot of tips. We are going to post that on our websites. For now, we are out of time, but thank you so much for joining us with some advice, Lee.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We're going to come back with your full forecast after the break.
All right, it's Friday, which means 5th quarter football.
Is that what it does mean that, doesn't it? Yeah, this time of year it absolutely does. Emily Milliron is standing by live, getting us ready for our hometown showdown. Hey, Emily.
Hey, guys. Lee and Amanda, Lawrence and Winslow are going to be kicking off behind me at 7 o'clock tonight. These two teams haven't faced each other in 27 years. That's since 1990. So this rematch has been years in the making.
You know, way back at the beginning of my career, we had a couple state championship games against Lawrence. We were both in the same class, and what really happened is two people are going after the same thing, and they really want it. It kind of causes a rivalry.
In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, this clash was as heated as they come. But when Winslow moved up a class, the teams no longer had an annual game. Mike Savitsky has been the Winslow head coach for 33 years. Mike Neely played at Lawrence and went on to teach and coach at the school. Although rivals years ago, they share the same sentiments on why this matchup is so unique.
The rivalry with Winslow is special because, to me, they're two towns that are very similar, blue collar. Both towns had a mill at the time.
And one of the things that they used to do for the people in eastern Maine, the forklifts and industrial vehicles, what they used to do if Winslow won, they'd paint them orange, and they stayed orange till the next year. If Lawrence won, they'd paint them blue.
The boys who will take the field on Friday night weren't even born the last time these two teams played. They understand how important it is to their communities. However, both schools are approaching it as just another game.
We're still going to treat them like we'd treat anybody else, which means we have to work as hard as we can, and we're just going to put in 100% effort.
It's going to be a good atmosphere, but we're going to play this game like we have every other game. We're going to go 110% all game.
But for players, there is something different about this matchup.
I've been waiting for this game for so long. I've been really looking forward to it.
Years ago, this game was traditionally played on Saturday afternoon. But on Friday, when these two teams take center stage and line up under the lights at Lawrence, players, coaches, and alumni agree the atmosphere will be something special. One of Maine's best high school football rivalries is back.
It's not Auburn, Alabama, or anything like that, but it's it used to be an extremely intense rivalry, and I'm sure that this game will be intense.
I have a lot of friends in Winslow now. I can say I didn't have many when I was in high school.
Now, if you're here at Keyes Field or any other high school football game around the area, make sure you send us your Snapchats at News Center Maine and catch all of our coverage on the 5th quarter tonight at 11. Lee and Amanda.
All right, Emily, look, she brings a rainbow with her, too, right to the field. Look at that. All right, thank you very much. All right, so we know there are some rabid Patriot fans throughout our entire state, despite last night's loss. But check out what's going on at Pumpkin Valley Farm in Dayton.
Yeah, the entire cornfield has been mowed into a picture of Bill Belichick, his 5 Super Bowl rings, and the slogan, "Do your job." This video, by the way, courtesy of our new yet-to-be-named drone. So if you have suggestions, feel free to send them our way. Pumpkin Valley Farm opens up September 23rd.
Yeah, that was tough to tell. I couldn't tell if that was Bill Belichick or Tom Brady, and I think if you stare closely enough, it could go either way.
Yeah?
You have the chin thing, so you think it's Brady?
See, I think it's Brady.
Think it's Brady?
Yeah.
I think it's Brady.
All right.
Yeah, look at the chin. It's the chin.
But you got that kind of a scowl with the eyes. That could be Belichick, because he's always mad.
No, that's totally, the chin is Brady.
Either way, go see it.
Okay.
Cool
Pretty
shots
cool.
from the drone.
I know,
What are
cool
we gonna
shots
name
from
the
the drone. I don't know.
Let's name it.
We had to name a car. Now we have to name a drone.
That's a lot of pressure.
Too much. It's a lot of pressure. Emily had a great shot too. A nice rainbow, because we are seeing some showers off and on across the state. We'll talk about our weather first, and then we'll take another look at some different aspects of Irma. We are seeing a few showers out there, even a few thunderstorms. So we were expecting some isolated to scattered showers and storms this afternoon and tonight. Certainly what we're getting right now. A little bit of lightning near the Waterville area. You can see it move through a little bit earlier. You can see it showing up there. Turner saw a little bit of lightning too, so just be careful with the lightning. Not expecting any huge storms, and these should move through pretty quickly. Then it quiets down overnight tonight, and then as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening, another night of some scattered showers and storms. Here's a look at our current temperatures. Not too bad as far as temperatures go, a few degrees below normal for this time of year, but it's okay. Cooled off in Bangor though, 62 now. It's 71 currently in Portland, at 63 in Lewiston. Augusta, you are currently at 70 degrees. All right, let's go through the forecast for tomorrow and for the entire weekend. Again, those showers hang on as we go into tonight, so if you do have any evening outdoor plans, you might want to bring the raincoat with you, or at least the umbrella. Tomorrow morning, some clouds around, and throughout the day tomorrow, kind of off and on, we'll see some scattered showers and storms, especially in the afternoon and evening hours. Then for the day on Sunday, it looks a little bit better. If you have to pick a day this weekend, I think Sunday is going to be it. We'll see more sunshine and less in the way of rainfall as well. Temperatures warm up close to 70 degrees both days, so a little on the cool side. Then we have some warmer weather as we get into the work week next week. Again, Irma, still a Category 4 storm. It's a strong Category 4, almost a 5. Continuing to move into Cuba. It looks like it'll make landfall in Florida as we get into either late tomorrow or very early Sunday. And this just came in from the National Hurricane Center. You'll notice as it tracks close to Florida, It looks like it will increase in intensity back to a Category 5. Of course, not great news there. Looks like it'll move right up through the Florida, the state of Florida, really. And with winds extending from the center part of the storm, the diameter of the hurricane force winds is actually larger than the state of Florida. So all of Florida could see very intense winds with this. Don't focus exactly on the cone, but again, throughout the area could see very intense winds. We have hurricane warnings and hurricane watches in effect for almost the entire coast of Florida as well. Here's your marine forecast for tomorrow. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Small craft advisory is in effect until tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Some showers around for both days this weekend. Then as we get into next week, it's looking pretty good. We'll see 80s Monday and Tuesday. It looks like at the coast and for inland spots should be pretty warm. The sun returns. This weekend's okay. It's not awful. You know, some scattered showers possible Saturday, and then just a couple raindrops for inland spots on Sunday. But all in all, it's okay.
Looking forward to next Friday, though.
I know, it looks pretty nice.
All right, thanks, Jess. Thanks. All right, lots more ahead at 5:30.
Cindy Williams gives us a sneak peek of that. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. This comes from our Who Would Do Such a Thing file. We have a lot of these. A man who just had his leg amputated wants to know why somebody would steal the only thing that helps him get around, his wheelchair. Somebody actually stole it the day the guy came home from the hospital. We'll have more on that. And Bowdoin College has made a significant new purchase, a historic home where an iconic piece of American literature was penned. Those stories and more coming up at 5:30. News Center at 5 continues in a moment.
We have a lot of celebrities and affluent people here in Maine, and to get a chance to bump into those people, well, that's just really exciting for the rest of us. But I'm here to debunk a rumor running rampant on social media today about a celebrity in particular moving to Bangor. Enter Lady Gaga. An article from the Janesfield Post claims she's moving to Bangor because she's tired of the LA lifestyle. She's quoted as saying, "I've been to Bangor a couple of times over the years and the people there are real, they're genuine, and yeah, every community has its problems, but the people there are good, decent people." Well, people of Bangor, you are good and genuine and real, I can assure you, but unfortunately, the quote is fake. Let's take a look at the Janesfield Post homepage. Weird, doesn't exist. So let's just take a look at a quote from the article and Google it. In this case, I selected the quote where she says she's tired of the LA lifestyle, and at this point in her life, she'd rather just live in a place full of real, genuine people. And not only do numerous real stories of the fake articles come up, but also other variations of this hoax. Will Ferrell moving to Yuba City to California, Justin Timberlake to Ann Arbor. My little investigation took maybe 2 minutes to complete, and that's really all you have to do to identify fake news. And if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And in this case, Lady Gaga is not moving to Bangor, guys.
All right, thank you, Katie. News Center 5:30 starts right now.